we wanted to show you our homestead and a few things that we've been working on. Okay, so this is the space that we've created so far, and we're probably just going to work with that for a while because it's pretty big. This space here is unfinished. It's going to be our 3-bay compost. As you can tell, we are working on building up a lot of compost at the moment, so we don't really need the other 2 bays just yet. Okay, so we have this first pallet on hinges, so it serves as a door. So that is what we're working with so far. That's all kitchen and garden scraps with some paper and occasionally some sticks in between. It's looking pretty good in there so far, so we are excited to fill that up and move it along and have some compost. We've put a whole entire orange in here, which will take forever to compost down, but oh well, we have time. We can do another video further on down the track when this is more developed to talk a little bit more about our composting method and what works for us. Okay, so at the front here, right in front of the compost, we have 4 of these garden beds, 3 bigger ones, 1 smaller one. We decided when we started that we didn't want to go with raised beds, but we had these around, so we kind of decided why not use them in here for things like asparagus, things that are going to come back, things that you want to be a little bit more contained, and they look pretty cute. Okay, so here we have 4 rows of 11 beds that we have actually dug in and put lucerne hay on top. Let me show you the rest of our plans. More tell than show. We have 44 garden beds to work with. To start with, we used a broad fork to loosen the soil. It was effective, but it takes a bit of work. We recently borrowed a rotary hoe. Shout out Ray, thank you so much. We were able to increase our garden space in a matter of minutes. With all our garden beds now loosened up, we were able to cover them with mulch to lock in the moisture, keeping the microbes happy and working. While we did need to loosen the soil to start, we want to continue on a no-till path. Our soil type is clay loam, so it's pretty easy to work with after it's been loosened and is kept damp enough. We haven't added any store-bought fertilizers and don't plan to for the short term. We want to really get a feel for how things will grow in our space without too much intervention. Once our compost is ready, we hope that will provide a good enough amount of nutrients. We did look into soil health and companion planting and succession planting, but honestly for us, we are just winging it. We both work full-time and we have 2 kids, so our mental capacity doesn't need an extra load if we can help it. Learning hands-on through experience is really going to be best for us. So we have decided to let the garden teach us what it wants us to know. We will soon be digging in 2 sets of taps for this area and covering the beds with drip line irrigation. We have a few irrigation lines set up but haven't needed them so far. The mulch does an amazing job and we have had a pretty good few rain days. However, we know we won't be able to rely on that forever, and with us both working, we will need to finish setting up the drip irrigation. We use lucerne hay as mulch because it's readily available to us in our region, and because the leaves fall to the bottom providing a hit of nitrogen as they compost into the soil, while the straw type layer keeps moisture in the garden beds. We are growing in a subtropical region in southeast Queensland. We are pretty content weather-wise. We have decided to put in these archways so that we can grow some climbers on them. We are very happy with how they turned out. We used star pickets and some 5mm weld mesh that is 6 meters long. We have a 2 meter wide walkway between them, giving us roughly 2 meter high arches. Okay, let's get these arches finished. It's getting pretty late now. The tunnel's all finished, but if you got this far